Result in the Crush's first power play kill of the night tonight. So with 15 minutes to go, we are back, and there might have just been some slight technical difficulties, but we are back here, and the audio is back officially. So far, what happened was a 1-0 lead for the Jets, and a lot of stuff has happened. 2 power plays, and really a lot, but the Jets had a very quick goal right to start the game, a lot of momentum, and let's see what happens here. Defensive zone draw here for the Jets. Jets win the draw. Behind the net with some pressure here. The Crush have held a lot of momentum as of late. Both teams battling for it here. 14:40 to go. Both teams trying to set it free. Player gets tripped up there, and they got to get it out. Now the Jets trying to clear, and there's a lot of action going on in the O-zone. And now finally the Jets work it out and get to the O-zone. And that one's going to be stopped, and it looks like a late hit, and there's going to be some words exchanged here, but not quite sure if there's going to be a penalty called. But just a very rough sequence the past couple of minutes. Just a lot of battling going on, a lot of chippiness, but that's what you like to see here. Both teams going at it. And yeah, there was some technical difficulties the first couple minutes Not quite sure how the audio was, but just to fill you guys in on a couple stats, these teams, this is their 9th meeting, and they have played 8 times before, and the Crush have actually won 7 out of those 8 meetings. So the Jets, with some actual, nice save there, with some early momentum to start the game. And let's see if they can continue on with this success and try to get their 2nd win here against the Crush. And this Crush team, man, this is not a normal team, you could say. This is one of the best teams and literally the best team in the Midwest Division. Their record is 34-3. It's going to be hard to stop them. The Jets with the puck at the top of the point off the post. And they're going to catch a lucky break there. See how they capitalize off of this. Just from the point, and it just squiggled on by. Hard hit there. Now Mo trying to make something happen. Now Smith in the corner, trying to clear the puck out. Puck's going to be wrapped around the boards here now, just out of the reach of Dix. Now Lee with the puck, trying to chip that one on. It's going to be a 2-on-2 here. Just trickled wide of the goaltender's blocker. Now Lee at the top of the point, trying to keep it in and gets a shot on goal. Jets couldn't quite get the redirect there. Now LaGrau regrouping here on defense. It's going to be chipped in. Now LaGrau with the puck. Great offensive possession here. Let's see what the Jets can do. Shot on net, a little dangle, and they're going to keep it in front of it. Couldn't quite get it. Now Dick's behind the net. It's going to clear this one back out. Now odd man rush here. The Crush trying to make something happen. Just fan on that one. Behind the net, wrap around, and the net comes off again. 12:47 left to go, and that's definitely going to be a common theme you're going to see here as this net comes off a lot. Sometimes it benefits you, sometimes it doesn't, and it's really, really annoying probably for these players. But for the goalies, you just got to be prepared for that. D-zone draw here. Let's see what happens. The Crush keep it in here. It's going to rattle around the boards. Using this speed. Now LaGrau trying to make something happen. Stick save. 12:30 left to go in this first half. Once again, another stick save, and it's going to be a quick stoppage as his helmet came off. And another thing I would like to say is this isn't a normal game. This is a showcase game. So one thing, if you're wondering, if you guys are watching this, it's 2 25-and-a-halves instead of 3 20-minute periods. So, of course, a little interesting. There's going to be a halftime instead of 2 intermissions. But the main thing is, these last 5 minutes of both periods, both teams could potentially get a little more tired than usual. So let's see if that comes into play as a factor. Now Hansen, shot just over the goal. He hit the boards. That's going to be rattled in. Now speaking of Hansen, he's going to keep it in momentarily. Now the Jets trying to keep it in front of their own bench. They finally clear this one here. Now the Crush trying to make something happen. Regrouping on defense. Couldn't quite hit that connecting pass. Around halfway through this first half here. Now Lee using his speed. A lot of action here behind the net. And the Crush trying to break it free, but can't. Now they do at the top of the point. And Dreisbach with the save again. He's been all over tonight. So far, shutout. So 11:50 to go, around halfway through this first half. 1-0 Jets have the early lead. Trying to get their second win against this Crush team this season. So far this team, the Crush have only lost 3 times. One of those losses coming to the Jets. So the Jets giving them half their losses if they win tonight would be a very big statement. Both teams trying to set it free behind the net here. Now the Crush win that battle. Now it's going to go back to the boards. Second battle of the night. One thing I've definitely noticed about this game is a lot of tight defense and aggressiveness. Both these teams, of course, highly skilled, but a lot of aggressiveness so far early on. And a lot of pinning the puck up against the boards. Now Maxwell. Gonna try to set this one free. There's gonna be another battle around. Now Schwarzer gets it out. Now the Jets on an odd man break. Now Chambers fell at mid-ice. Now the Jets have some offensive momentum here. Trying to make something happen. They're just going to rattle around. Now the puck's behind the net once again. Now the Crush with some momentum. Slipping and could not quite get the connecting pass. And Schwarzer with the puck. Schwarzer with a goal yesterday. One of the top players on this team. Puck sailed across, and it's going to be an icing here. Looks like someone might be going back to the bench. So Otto on D heading back to the bench here. So 10-17 left to go. Ozone face off, won by the Jets. Crush. Trying to make something happen here. Another battle in the corner. Both teams are waiting it. Graham at the top of the D zone. Now Mulligan gets that one. That's a glove save there. It's going to result in another ozone draw. 9:53 to go. A couple teams here gonna set the change. So far, this Crush team, Rizzo with 36 stats, one of the best guys on this team to watch out for, and it's gonna be very hard to stop him. Ozone draw once again, both teams battling. Battle in the corner once again, a lot, and I mean a lot of battles. Both teams really need to get this puck free. It's going to be a whistle, and they're going to have to redraw this one. Just a lot of battles in the corner, and it's only been halfway through the first half, so something these teams maybe need to work on just a little bit. Just fan there. And the Jets keep it in momentarily. Try to clear, but they can't. Big hit in the boards. Now battling in the corner once again. They gotta set it free this time. 9:15 left to go in this half. Just over halfway through. Saucered and another glove save. He's been everywhere all night tonight. Of course, that one odd man break got past him, but other than that, really unstoppable, especially on the top side. Really hard to get past. So Dick's set to take the draw, and there's going to be a little change here for both teams. Puck rattled around the boards. Now Dix with the puck, taken into the offensive zone. It's going to clear around. Now again, they got to get out of the corner. Kept inside. Shot on net, blocker save. 8:45 to go. Still 1-0 lead here by the Jets. Now Hansen at the top, trying to make his magic. Potential odd man rush. Here's the Crush, trying to make something happen. Sauce it back, but no one's home to get the pass. Now let's see, the Crush can get some offensive momentum here. Haven't had it much in the offensive zone in the past couple minutes. Shot just wide. Now recovered by the Crush once again. Blocked off the stick, tried to clear, but couldn't quite. Kept it off the boards, and it's rattled in. It's going to be cleared on and just bounced by. Now Dix. One-on-one scenario. Let's see what he does back in the ozone. Cutting inside. He's going to wrap around the goalie. Passes one out to Hansen. Now Hansen shoved down. Nowhere to go there. And now Lee. It's gonna be shot over the net and just rattled wide again. Now Schwarzer with a nice move at center ice, working his way in towards the O-zone, trying to get a shot on net. And that one just gobbled up. And a nice sequence there for those past couple minutes. Just a lot of battles, especially in the neutral zone. So Maxwell's had to take the O-zone draw on the right side. Otto clears that one out back out of Maxwell. Maxwell behind the net, nice cut inside. Trying to get a pass across, but couldn't quite get it. Now Lee not wanting the puck to get past him. Got to skate back. Couple guys tripped up on the top of the blue line here. Now Maxwell clears it back out. They're going to regroup back on defense. Nice edge there by Otto, but he whiffs it just in front of the goalie. They try to get the connecting pass, but can't. Now Schwarzer couldn't quite come up with it. Bad save and swallowed up once again by Dreisbach. That could have been dangerous real fast. Great heads-up awareness there with 7:01 to go here. Dreisbach just really everywhere all night tonight, of course, with the shutout so far. And you've seen a lot of shots tonight early on. 9 shots on him so far. Final 6:50 left to go in this first half. Jets still with the 1-0 lead. Battle in the corner here. The Crush trying to get the puck out, and they pry it out. But now the Jets get it. Let's see what they can do on an odd man rush here, using their speed in the offensive zone. Trying to get a pass, but couldn't quite. And both guys are going to send back deep. Big hit. And his stick is going to go flying. And that Jets bench, love that hit there. Set the tone and a couple more hits. Now stop with the puck. Neutral zone action here as the Jets try to get it in the O zone. Try to apply some pressure here as the Crush try to clear. Crush clear, but now get it to Wheeler. Now Wheeler, pass intercepted with 6 to go, and that's looks like it's going to be offsides. 6 on the dot. Just a lot of battles so far tonight, and this Crush team, the best team in the Midwest Division, but just not much momentum as of late. Looks like this is going to be a neutral zone draw here with 6 minutes to go. And Dick set to take the draw. Potentially here they could do a clapper right off the draw, just get something on him. 9 shots so far tonight, and most of these shots have created some grade A second chance opportunities, but the Jets' one and only goal came off a redirect. Now Wheeler with the clapper, it's going to be blocked. And the Jets back on the power play for the second time tonight. 5:45 left to go. This time is winding down here in this second half. 1:40 to go in this power play. So far 0 for 1. And the Crush have killed that one. Now Wheeler with the puck at center ice, trying to find some open ice. Now LaGrau cutting in on inside. Now Wheeler at the top of the point, finds an open room and swallowed up once again. And the Jets, this is their time to shine realistically. They get this goal, they're up 2-0. They get the momentum going into the second half. And this is not a normal team. The Crush, obviously the best team in this conference, just so much momentum. And if you can capitalize here on this position and go up 2-0 heading into halftime, you would have all the momentum on your side. So both teams trying desperately to change the factor here. The Jets trying to set up a play here. 5 minutes left to go as time's winding down here, and 1 minute left to go in the power play, around halfway through. Trying to make something happen, found an opening, but couldn't quite get it. Now Isle tries to keep it in, clears it back out. Now the Jets trying to find some opening, but can't. Looks like it might be cleared by the Crush, and not quite. Now Otto get it back. That's going to be offside, just barely. And wow, what a turn of events. So the Crush desperately tried to clear it, couldn't, and then wound up just getting it. So pretty low scoring game so far tonight. Shores with the only goal, 9th goal of the season for him, assisted by Graham and Laprise. Now because of that offsides, Maxwell is going to take this neutral zone face-off. Now puck just ticked off DeWar. Not DeWar. Try to get something going there. Puck's going to rattle on the inside. Some contact there by Otto in the corner. And kept in momentarily by the Jets. It's going to be a drop pass to Otto. Now a cross pass. Trying to make something happen, and it's blocked. They're going to have to regroup. Final 10 left to go in this power play. And as the power play time is trickling down, it looks like that will be the second power play killed so far tonight in this first half by the Crush. Jets still with the 1-0 lead with 3:50 to go. Now Maxwell cutting inside, loses the puck though. Big hit by DeWar on the boards. Let's see what they can do here to tie up the game, in a block. And a cross-body pass. Couldn't quite get it out. Now they're going to have to be forced to regroup here. Nice connecting pass there. And now Rizzo finally getting something to go. Rizzo, the leading point scorer on this Crush team. Now 91 tries to get it in, and that's going to be offside with 3:23 to go. Speaking of Rizzo, haven't seen Rizzo much today, but the leading point scorer on this team, 21 goals and 57 points. Just really something to watch out for. And these last 5 minutes are going to be interesting. Of course, 2 25-minute halves, and players are not quite used to this, so they're going to be getting very tired towards the end. So who you see now shining bright in this last first half will have the most energy going forward for the rest of the game. Now look around, nice move under the stick to keep it in momentarily. Now after that LeGrau play, the Crush cleared out. Now they tap it back in. Final 3 minutes left to go here in this first half. Now LeGrau with the puck. Battling on the right side, chipping away at it, trying to get a shot on net. Just pass and hit off the boards. Nice connecting pass there up the middle. Now Dogan with the puck, using his speed, and another one. And a nice save there. Dreisbach with another heads-up save. Final 2:30 to go. Puck just sailed wide. Now the Crush trying to capitalize here. Try to get some offensive momentum. A lot of traffic in front. Goaltender can't really see. Jets got to try to clear it. This could be the Crush's best chance to tie up this game late in this first half. Clear here would be huge for the Jets, and they do, but it's going to go right back to the Crush. Now LeBron working his way up towards the offensive zone. Puck just over the net, now off the bounce. Now Dix trying to free the puck. Now a stick loose. Final 100 seconds to go in this first half. Both teams trying to get it out. Battling, and it's finally sent out. And a lot of people falling. This could be a 3-on-1 potentially. Saucer pass. And Dreisbach comes up with the save and some nice heads-up awareness there. 1:27 left to go in this first half as time is trickling down here. So far, the Jets have played an outstanding game. Pretty even game for both teams. Realistically, just the Jets coming up with that big 1-0 lead. After the D zone draw, the Jets working their way back into the O zone. Let's see what they do here as the puck is cleared out and kept in off the pad. And Wheeler's going to try to keep it in here. Now Alifando couldn't get a heads-up defense there. Final minute to go here. Battle in the corner. Both teams try to clear. Now Stomp with the puck. Trying to free it loose, but can't. Puck just trickled by. And the Crush, just one of the best teams, not in terms of just overall record, just keeping the puck in the offensive zone as long as you can, just trying to get as many shots as possible. Both teams trying to pry it out. Deep back in their own zone here. Final 20 as time's winding down. They might have to whistle this one. Now the Jets finally pry it free. Jets desperately need to clear, and they do as it trickles just wide. Final 12 to go here. Now the Crush are going to clear this one in the corner. And this will be the first half. And that is it. The Jets have the 1-0 lead here. And we will be back from the Summit Ice Center at halftime. So here we are, back from Summit Ice Center and back from Nice. A fresh set of ice here, both teams. Just a little summary of the first half. Jets, of course, have the 1-0 lead, and of course, outstanding gameplay here from both teams. This has been close. Now Maxwell trying to make something happen here. Gets tripped up a little bit. This is gonna get called, let's see. We'll see as both teams change around. 30 seconds to go. 30 seconds gone by. Dig set to take the neutral zone draw here. 24:33 to go. Crush with the puck. Trying to make something happen here. And Dreisbach gets out of his goal and plays aggressive here. Now the Crush makes something happen. And another save there by Dreisbach. What a save. So, of course, a lot of time left to go here. And just another quick reminder, this is it. These are the final 24 minutes because this is not a usual 3-minute, 20-period game. It's 2:25 and a half because it's showcase-style format. So one halftime is both these teams are going to get a little more fatigued, even though it's 10 minutes less of gameplay. Another glove save there by Dreisbach. And even though so face off. Around only 1 minute has gone by. And Stomp with that face off. Some action in the corner. A couple guys stumbling here. They're going to work this one out to the offensive zone. Now 2 with the puck. Trying to get something happen and off the blocker. A couple guys tripped up here as they're going to set this one up for another face-off with 23:46 to go here. Both of these teams so far tonight, around the same amount of shots. Both of these teams actually had exactly 11 shots in the first half, but in total, the Jets have 11 shots and the Crush have 13. Crush has 4 penalty minutes while the Jets have 2. 3 penalties so far in the game, but no one able to convert on either. Now Paulo using his speed behind the net to try to get out and escapes the pressure. Now Otto's going to chip this one out back. Now Paulo once again with the puck, trying to get it on and just squid past the crease there. Puck behind the net here. Now Otto tries to make something happen. Working his way up the point. Just missed the connecting pass. That puck is going to drift on down and going to result in another icing here. And Chwala is going to be on the bench. So he only let up 1 goal so far tonight in net for the Crush, but goaltender substitution here. So great performance for him so far tonight. 2 minutes in, solid amount of action here. Both teams trying to pry it loose in the corner. Jets trying to win that battle of 3-on-1, but it gets set free here. Now the Crush with the puck. Trying to find an edge. Couldn't quite get it there. Now they're going to work this up ice. Try to poke check him there a little bit. Now they're going to use the outside edge to escape. Price trying to make something happen. Now Maxwell stick handling the puck around. He's going to come out of the net and make that save once again with 28 to go here in this half. And this Crush team, 35-3, just insane record. Like 35-3 is insane. insane. But the thing that makes it crazier is out of those 3 losses, one of them has came to the Jets. So the Jets can hold on, and the net comes loose once again. 3rd time tonight this happened. This net just keeps coming loose, but the Jets can actually wind up with the victory here. 2 of the 4 losses for the Crush would have came to the Jets. So the Jets are, you can't really say they're kryptonite because the Crush had beat the Jets 7 times, but at least the Jets know how to beat the Crush. Now Maxwell with the draw, back out to Dewar. Off the pad, and they're gonna do something off the redirect here. Little action here in the corner. Both teams trying to set it loose. 3 minutes in so far to this first half. Solid hit there towards behind the net. And the 4th time the net has came off, and just something both these players and refs alike really do not like. Just having this net come off constantly. 4th time tonight. We're only halfway through. Exactly 22 minutes left to go here in this first half, second half. Dick set to take the neutral zone draw here. Face off one here by the Crushers. They try to make something happen. Now the puck slides its way into the neutral zone. Now back out into the corner. Trying to chip it out here. Trying to find an opening, but can't. Got to set it back. The Dewar gets hit from behind. Puck rolling around here. They're trying to set it free. It's going to trickle on down. And now Lee with the puck. Just escapes pressure there, trying to chip it out. Now they got an odd-man rush here. Let's see what they can do. Legrand got to get something on net. Just off the glove. Now Lubbers falls down there in a little collision. Now they're going to set up a play here. Find some open room. Going to chip that one out towards the neutral zone. Couldn't quite get it. Now you got to get a shot on goal here. Rizzo, the shot. Just missed. And Rizzo with the best chance. Haven't seen much from him tonight, but he is this team's leading goal and point scorer. Nice move there from Dix. Now using some speed here, working into the offensive zone. Nice little dangle, and they both go falling. Smith behind the net. Nice hit. This Jets defense likes that hit. Oh, another hit, and both these teams are going at it here. Now Alfondo cutting inside. Couldn't quite escape pressure there. And Dreisbach's going to come up with that save. 20-11 left to go. A nice little sequence there, just back and forth. Both teams trying to make something happen. And really a defensive and goaltender special game today. The only outlier was, of course, that one goal. Jets trying to chip it out, and they do. 20 minutes left to go in this game on the dot. 1-0. Jets still have the lead. Dreisbach still with the shutout. Nice connecting pass into the neutral zone, but couldn't quite hold on to it. Now Maxwell waits for everyone to get back. Chips this one on in. Now it's going to roll around. Behind the net once again. Trying to make something happen here. Alfano cutting in once again, trying to escape. Couldn't quite get past. And now they're going to use some speed here. This could be their great chance. Now Chambers. Couldn't quite get that, and it's blocked, and he's stumbling there. And Kohler just couldn't quite get a grip on that puck. Now the Jets trying to get this one out. Nice chip pass. And from around center ice, that one's going to be chipped in to Dreisbach with the save. He's got 15 saves on the night. 15 for 15. really both these teams besides the score have been even in most of these stats tonight. Shots, time of possession, really all of that. It's just who will crack the defense first. Finding an opening lane and couldn't get anything off the redirect. Puck just sent off Dreisbach's blocker and off the post. Now let's see what they do here. Another battle off the redirect. Bodies flying everywhere. Now off the crossbar. They gotta capitalize off of this. The Crush keep it in. And wow, what an opportunity off the wraparound. Couldn't get anything. Now let's see if they regroup or apply pressure here. Gonna do a nice regroup and try to find an opening. Now Kohler tries to get a shot on that. Off the redirect. Couldn't escape. Jets desperately trying to clear this one out. Now Kohler with the puck again. And another wraparound. Both teams trying to pry it in there. Now Kohler's got to get this one in. Blocked by the Jets, and what a sequence here. They need to apply some pressure. A lot of action as the Jets try to clear, and Dreisbach saving them. And the Jets finally clear with 18 minutes and get a nice and much needed change. But wow, this has been very even-sided, just simple back and forth game, but something flipped, and those couple minutes of offensive possession there for the Crush, just non-stop pressure and just non-stop great defense and saves from the Jets. Just something a little different here in the second half, and definitely a grade A chance by the Crush, definitely their best chance to try and tie this up. Now the Crush back in the offensive zone, trying to replicate that previous offensive possession there. All they need is one to tie it here. Now they're going to pin it up against the board, try to get a lot of time in the offensive possession here. They're going to try to replicate that previous possession. 17 minutes to go left in the second half. Now Hudson with the puck. Gonna chip this one out to the offensive zone here. Trying to get in on that, but just goes wide. Now the Crush with the puck behind the net, trying to chip this one out. Now Funk with it, trying to get it into the offensive zone, and does momentarily. It's gonna be chipped out and heading into the neutral zone. Jets are gonna make a quick change here. Now Maxwell cutting in. Trying to set it free from the boards here in the neutral zone. Could not quite escape, and now the Crush are going to try to regroup. It's going to trickle on in. Now Dreisbach sets that one out to Otto. Now Otto with the tight edge. Just dumping that along, and now they're going to regroup on defense. Let's see what the Crush do here. Cutting back in. Working their way up towards the offensive zone. 16 minutes to go here. Now Lee just chipped that one on in. They're going to have to regroup once again. They need to find an opening here. Now Otto and Lee, the defensive pair. That one's just going to be stuck behind the net. They're going to whistle that one here with 15:42 to go. Looks like the Jets are going to get a change in their O-zone, and Dreisbach has been outstanding all night so far. Shutout, it remains the same. Gonna take it behind his own net, try to clear. Now Paulo couldn't quite handle it. Gonna cut back in. Back to Alfino. Now it's gonna wrap around the boards here. The Jets got to get out of this one here. They just chip it back, but couldn't quite handle that one there. They're going to take it back in the offensive zone here. Going to wrap it around. Big collision there behind the net. And they're trying to pry it open. Battle along the boards here. Final 15 minutes left to go in this game. Jets still up 1-0. That's going to be chipped into the offensive zone here. Now the Jets with the puck behind the net, working their way up. Nice pass there to LeGrau. Now LeGrau just going to chip this one in. Trying to make something happen. Now LeGrau with the puck. Still with it. Now Dix off the pad and couldn't quite get it. And now slammed into the boards. Finally, in the offensive possession, they found an opening and took the open shot. And just a save off the pad, and they couldn't even get a redirect after that. And what a defensive play there. Might not have looked like the greatest play, but if he did not get that, that would have been a breakaway and almost certain tie game there. Battle in the corner once again. Both teams trying to pry it out. Now Dick's trying to get in there. They might whistle this one here, and they do. It's going to be the fourth time in this second half. They just keep doing this, just prying it up against the boards. I mean, realistically, the only reason you would do this is if all your guys are tired and you just need to get a quick change, especially in the offensive zone. Looks like that might be what they're doing here. Now Dreisbach's going to get that one, and they're going to drop this one once again with 13:47 to go. And the Crush. Got to get something off the draw here. All they need is one to tie it here. Now the Jets just trying to clear. Now Kohler with the puck. Off to Smith. Now Smith trying to get out of the D zone. Smith taking it all the way to the offensive zone. Nice drop pass there. The Jets still with the puck, trying to get any shots they can. 15 on the night so far. Wrapping it around the goal just that wide. Now Smith's going to get it, pass it out to the top of the point. Traffic in front of the goalie. As they just need to get this one out, and they do. The Jets try to do a quick regroup on defense, and now the Crush are going to cut back in. Now LaPrace putting back in there. Now Smith with the puck once again. Hit hard towards the Crush bench. And there's going to be a whistle there. Whistle with 13:01. Crush are going to take this puck after the faceoff out to their own side. And chip it in. Now the Crush get the pass there. Now Otto sets it back on D. Now Otto with speed. Creeping his way in towards the offensive zone. Nice shot there. Both teams at 17 shots so far tonight. Behind the net. Jets trying to get some offensive possession here. Couldn't quite get it. Now they're going to have to regroup. Now Wheeler dumps that one in. Now the Crush are going to work this one out. Just tipped off the stick, and no icing here as Otto set back to get it. It's going to be pinned up against the boards, but hopefully they can pry it loose this time. And not like to see another whistle, and there won't be. Now the Jets try to cut back in instead of going behind the net. Now Schwarzer chips this one in, and now they're going to have a guy back. Big hit towards center ice on Schwarzer. He had a goal yesterday and a pretty solid performance tonight as he heads towards the bench. Now some open ice here. They could break the change. They're just going to dump this one on in. Just over the head of Dreisbach. And now Funk tries to get the odd angle. This could be it here for the Crush. Trying to get something. And off the blocker of Dreisbach. And a grade A chance there. And the Crush try to regroup here as they're going to have to. A nice glove save by Dreisbach, and he just drops it there. And LeGrau hits that one on in. Dreisbach with the puck. Just chips that one on in. Kept in by the Crush. Now Lubbers. Final 11 minutes to go here in this game. Jets still with the 1-0 lead. They're trying to hand the Crush their 4th loss of the season. The Crush at 35-3. Now the Crush. Couldn't quite handle that pass. This Funk's just going to chip that one in. Now Dogan in the corner. Both teams trying to... That's gonna be a thing you're gonna see a lot later on tonight. The 5th time the net has fell off, and realistically could use that to your advantage towards the later aspects of the game. Now Maxwell trying to get it out, and does momentarily. Couldn't quite get it on that pass. Now Hansen using speed to get it in. Now Chambers try to get it. Now he's going to be skating back. Now the Jets pinning it up against the boards. Now Maxwell trying to pry it free. Now the Crush keep it in momentarily. Now Hansen tries to get that on net, and off the odd bounce, Chambers came in rushing fast. Now final 9 minutes to go. Biggest part of the game here. Now Hansen's going to chip that one on in. Now Maxwell has a good opening, and looks like this one's going to be a neutral zone draw here with 8:50 to go, as the Jets have a nice change, and really both of these teams evenly matched tonight. Just that one goal getting by for the Jets, and both teams are just going to do what they do and see what happens here. But it's a very heavy defensive game tonight, and both goaltenders playing outstanding. And Dreisbach, 8:40 away from a shutout. And it looks like there's going to be a delayed penalty, and this could really be big. Wow, down one with 8:39 to go. You really need a goal, nothing going your way. And here you go, you hop back on the power play, as Dix is gonna be in the box for the next 2. And you really need to capitalize on this here, you really do. And if you ultimately don't end up capitalizing on this, it's just gonna be a real big gut punch, and you're gonna lose a lot of your momentum here. So Dix is going to be in the box for the next 2 minutes for an elbow. If the Jets are able to kill this penalty once again, they have a very, very good shot. All the momentum will be on their side. It would be a huge gut punch for the Crush. And now the Crush regrouping here, getting it back in the zone. Best chance so far, and a huge chance to try to tie the game. Off the redirect, and Yates with the goal, and it's all tied up. Wow. Wade has 8:14 to go, and it's outstanding goal. Just set up the screen and just got past Dreisbach for the first time tonight. And a costly penalty there by Dix. And it's going to be a tie game with 8:14 to go here. So things are going to get real interesting. They waited to the last 18-14 to score that one. Now lead chipping this one across. Final 8 to go here. Jets trying to get some momentum. And just an outstanding game for both teams. Really evenly matched in terms of almost every stat. And then Diggs takes the 2-minute penalty, and Yates just off the redirect ties it up very late in the game. Changes the whole aspect of the game now, and now with 7:32 to go, both teams are going to get a little change here. But wow, it really just changes the whole aspect. Rizzo going to the box, and now the Jets with a chance to take the lead here late in this game. So Diggs with the chance to avenge himself here. Rizzo in the box. Leading point scorer for this Crush team in the box, so it's going to be a costly one here. Trying to get something to happen. Now Diggs trying to chip it in. It's going to be cleared by the Crush, and it's going to rattle around. Now Dreisbach just lost his shutout a couple minutes ago. Shipping that on out to Wheeler. Now the Crush applying some pressure here. 7 minutes to go here, 1:30 left to go in this power play. And now Labors is going to chip that one out of play with 6:58 to go. But just a crazy turn of events here. I mean, really crazy. 1-0, really evenly matched game. The only goal happened because of a odd man break. And then Diggs goes into the box for a penalty. Then Yates winds up with a goal to tie it. And now it's basically sort of like OT here. Then a couple seconds after that penalty, the Jets hop back on the power play. So of course here, you really got to pounce on this and capitalize. Take the late lead and just use your momentum to just waste the time and try to win the game. But if you can't here, the time might just trickle down on to overtime. So you really need to score here. Final minute left to go in this power play. If they get this goal, they'll have the late lead and can just trickle the time on out and potentially get a win. If not, it will be costly and potential overtime matchup here. Now Lubbers trying to make something happen with a point. Now the Crush trying to clear and can't. Now Dewar winds this puck out. Got to get a shot on net here. Final 30 left to go in this power play. 6 minutes left to go in the game. It's going to rattle on out, and Otto tries to keep it in and can't. Now Dreisbach knows the awareness. They got to get a couple more shots. Last chance to really do something here. Now Dix with the potential drop pass. Couldn't quite get it. And that one's going to go out of play. And there is still 7 seconds remaining on this power play here. Potentially they could get 1, maybe even 2 shots. But if not, it's going to head back to even strength with around 5:30 to go. And from there, probably unlikely anyone will score in those final 5 minutes on regulation strength, but who knows? They got to get something to go here. Rizzo stepping out of the box straight to the bench. Now it's even at 5. Now the Crush is trying to clear and regroup, and they do. They won't just clear, they're going to take it in the offensive zone. Got hit pretty big towards the Jets bench here. The Jets trying to get something to happen, and let's see what they can do. Blocker save there. Final 5 minutes to go here, tied at 1. The Jets trying to hand the Crush their 4th loss of the season. Now the Jets are going to get this one on defense. Going to just chip that one in, and it's going to be a little back and forth game here. Almost essentially kind of overtime here. The next goal, if there were to be a goal in these final 4:40, would really make your probability of winning high, because of course the other team would have to tie it randomly with a couple seconds to go and win an OT. Of course, another thing is the last 5 minutes of this game, these teams are going to be a little more tired than usual, playing 25-minute period instead of 20. So that could be a factor that could definitely come to play here. Now the Jets using their speed. This could be his chance. And Yates off the post. Found an opportunity. And that could have been insane. And this building, stunned by that, still echoing from the post. Yates could have been a hero, scoring 2 goals in the late minutes to steal the win. But no, it's going to ring out the post, and we're just going to have to wonder. 3:30 to go here. Both teams really getting physical. Now the Jets just trickle back in, and Wheeler couldn't quite hold on to it. Couldn't quite connect on that pass, but let's see what they can do here. Shot over Dreisbach's head. And now just sauced in. 3 minutes to go here. Now Paulus with the puck. Nice pass out of Kohler. Now Kohler with a slight opening on a blocker save on Dreisbach. Nice battle in the corner here. Now Dogan chipping in, and Dreisbach again with a smart move. Deciding to cover that one with 2:46 to go. So the Jets in this scenario, you can't, obviously you just want to get this out. You really want to get it out. But if you do get it out, you got to have some guys back deep. You can't have a constant pressure just going back and forth. It's going to suck, but once you get it out, you got to apply some pressure here. They did, in fact, get it out, but that's going to be an icing here. So, of course, Jets can't change here, so the Crush. Some heads-up awareness, getting a change and getting some fresh bodies on the ice. Now Hodge with the puck, just slipping by. Got a feeling something big could happen here. They've had a lot of pressure in this offensive zone. Now Dix trying to clear it by hitting it off the boards, but can't. And now Otto's finally going to clear it with 2:18. Now right after the clear, Crush get it back momentarily in the offensive zone. Now they're going to set this one back. Instead of rushing on in, they're going to regroup here. There's a stick loose. Both teams battling here. Now Otto tripped up a little bit. Final 2 minutes to go in regulation. Tied up at 1 here. Both teams taking their time here. The Jets needing to clear and do. Let's see if he can get a shot on goal. Final 1:30 to go here. Hudson slips up a little bit. Now the Crush should get an offensive possession here. Now it's going to slip on by. Now Dix, a 1-on-2. Let's see what he can do and dangle by. He's going to cut back, and they're going to force to regroup here. Now the Crush using speed towards the center of the ice. Now Smith with the puck. Couldn't quite get it there. Now potential 2-on-2 if they cut in just right. Shot just past Dreisbach and hit the glass. Final minute in regulation, all tied up at 1. And the Jets looking to clear, but they can't just normally clear here, and it's going to result in a real dump and chase situation. They got to get at least 2 guys out there to have something going. Now a nice move by the Jets. They got to get this one out. 38 to go. And they do. But it can't just be a constant dump and chase. You got to get something with it. Now Smith. And now here, finally, they have a breathing room. Now Dogan, got to get something on net. Just past Dreisbach, and that could have been big. Final 15 to go here. Puck deep in the Jet zone. Any shot on goal is a good one at this point. Puck battling around and off the post. And the Jets are just going to pin this up against the boards in the final 5 seconds. And it's going to be going to overtime here. So here we go. After 2 25-minute periods, it's going to be 1-1. So, of course, after a tie game, we're going to settle it here in OT. A nice 2-minute intermission here just to, of course, just to get a breather for both teams and the coach to relay a message. And the thing about this overtime is, of course, it's sudden death and it's 3-on-3. So switching from 5-on-5 to 3-on-3, you're going to create a lot, and I mean a lot of space. So we are at the Summit Ice Center, and we've seen a lot of great games, but this one, a very, very good one. The Jets taking a 1-0 lead heading into halftime, and late in the game with 8:14 to go, Yates ties things up, and Yates actually had another opportunity and had a shot that rung off the post. So none of that matters now. It's all down to this 3-on-3 overtime, and since it's 3-on-3 instead of 5-on-5, both of these teams are going to have a lot of space here. So 30 seconds till puck drop. Anticipation building. So Dick set to take the draw. 5 minutes to go. So here we go, 5-minute, 3-on-3 overtime underway. Yates already with the goal. Sauce pass, just not quite handle that. Yates trying to get both goals so far. Now Dick's desperately trying to clear it out and does momentarily. But now the Crush are going to set this one back and regroup. Working it back into the offensive zone and just chipped up outside, and that's going to be out of play. 25 seconds in, and both teams smartly going to make a change. First goal scored by the Jets, Shores, and Joshua Yates. 14th goal in the season, scored in the last 14 seconds of the game. Now the Crush going to set this one back out. Trying to make something happen before 30 to go. Cutting back deep, trying to get a solid offensive possession here. Using their speed to cut in. Puck applied deep in the offensive zone here. Battle in the corner of 4:15. Both teams trying to pry it loose. Jets haven't done much so far this period, and they desperately need a clear. And the Crush make a quick change. Now let's see what the Jets do. Puck sail just wide. They got to get some offensive momentum going here. 3:50 to go left in this OT period. Stumbling in the corner. Now Otto slammed into the boards. Big hit there. 3:35 to go. Now Otto trying to make something happen here. Pass deflected. Could have had a crazy one there, but didn't. Now at the top of the point. Cutting inside. Stick goes flying. Smith, a lot of action in there. It's going to be saved there by Dreisbach. So with 3:19 left to go in OT, both teams are going to make a change here. And in OT, of course, you want to score a goal, but it's really just who makes the first mistake. Because 5-on-5, anything can happen, but 3-on-3, one mistake can lead to anything. Let's see what they can do here. Jets really needing to get some offensive momentum here in this OT period. Really haven't had a long offensive possession at all. Now the Jets with the puck behind the net. Trying to get past the defenders there. Can't quite. Gets hit hard into the boards. Now Rizzo, leading point scorer on this team. Took a costly penalty late in this game. Now the Jets with the 2-on-1. Now Lubbers with the puck. Gonna go back and regroup. First offensive possession here for the Jets. Trying to get something. Nothing off the redirect. And now the Crush trying to make something happen. Now Rizzo sauces that one up in. Now it looks like the Jets, if they can beat Rizzo, will go on a rush here. Quick change by the Crush. Alfredo trying to make something happen. Now Rizzo's going to have the puck in the corner. Now Rizzo trying to find Palalo. Another save at 2:04 remaining. Let's see what happens here. Dix set to take the draw. Face off one by the Crush. Dix trying to play some tight defense here. Puck rattle around and out of the Crush zone. Alfredo with the puck. Can't make any mistakes here. Nice connecting pass. There's Alfredo trying to make something happen and couldn't quite connect on that pass. Final 100 seconds left to go in OT, and it just scrapes on by. Now the Crush with the puck behind the net. Now Dix could get a potential breakaway using some speed and couldn't get it. And the Crush come up with a massive defensive play. 2-on-1, Alfredo. And they score and win. What a goal in OT. And the Crush are going to get, once again, another victory as all the players are going to mob him. What a win for the Crush. Just Dix from the Jets working his magic, cutting in, and lost the puck, resulting in a Crush. 2-on-1. And of course, a nice pass and a nice goal. And Palaro with the OT winner, his 25th of the season. And the Crush are going to advance to a whopping 36-3. What a game here from the Summit Ice Center, and we will see you next time. Crush got the 2-1 win.
Chicago Crush goals for number 57, Ramsey Paul. Assisted by number 12, Brandon Elofino at 123 in second overtime. Chicago Crush leading goals for number Paul. Assisted by Brandon Elofino at 123 of second overtime. Shots on goal for time to crush at 5 for game total 28. Metro Jets had 1 for game total 21.
Test 1 2, test 1 2.
Let's go, boys.
Good afternoon and welcome to Summit Arena on this fine Saturday evening, otherwise known as Valentine's Day, for the Fort Wayne Spacemen take on the Red River Spartans. My name is Christian Courtney and I'm happy to bring you guys this broadcast here today. Fort Wayne won their last matchup earlier today against the Cougars and scored 6-2. They've won 8 of their last 10 matchups, and they're bringing in a record of 25-12-2-2, led by head coach Cameron Taylor. The Spartans also played earlier today. They matched up against the Metro Jets and won in a 3-2 victory that went to a shootout. The Spartans entered today winning 5 of their last 10 games played. This is shaping up to be a great matchup, and I'm happy to be alongside you guys and bring you guys the action. As we're awaiting puck drop in a few minutes, as players take the warm-ups, let's take a little time to look at some of the top scorers and players for each of these teams. Now for the Spacemen, Colson White has 35 games played this season and has amount to 34 points. 20 of those being goals and 14 of those being assists. Alongside White, Hayden Stratton has 38 games played. He has 33 points, 15 goals, 18 assists. As far as facilitating goes for the Spacemen, well, look no further than Dylan David and Matthew Scarra. Both these players know how to pass the puck, and Davis has only played 15 games. He already has himself 20 points, 14 of those being assists. As far as the Spartans, Alexander Woodward is someone to keep an eye on. 17 points for this young man and only 15 games played. 8 of those being goals, 9 of those being assists. Aiden Mace is another guy to watch. 29 games played for him, and he has 14 points, 7 goals, and 7 assists. And I know I just mentioned him facilitating earlier. Lee Grabber knows how to pass the puck. 13 points, all 13 of those assists. You guessed it. As far as goalie goes, Zachary Campbell for the Spartans has played 8 games and has won 3 of those 8 outings with 87% save percentage. Dominic Frizzelli also has played 8 games and won 3 of those. He has himself 92% save percentage. Finally rounding out that trio, Hunter Jackson, 7 games played, 2 of those wins, and a 94% save percentage. As far as the Spacemen go, Austin Shartle, 17 games played for him, 10 wins, and a 92% save percentage. Charles Tessier, 11 games played, 7 wins for him, and 90% save percentage. And Aiden Parks, 13 games played, 6 wins, 92% save percentage. Like I said, folks, this is shaping up to be a tremendous matchup between these two great teams. Now, these two teams aren't strangers. In fact, the Spacemen lead their series right now this season against the Spartans, 3-2. The last outing was played December 13th, where the Spacemen picked up a 3-0 win. So this will be their sixth meeting this year. Like I mentioned earlier, folks, both these teams played earlier today, so fatigue definitely something to look at and may play a little bit of a factor. Today's matchup, Fort Wayne is the home team. Fort Wayne out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Red River, you guys may be asking where that is. Well, that is in Clarksville, Tennessee. So they are the away team for this matchup. Spacemen, as a team, have scored 54 points. They're third in the Midwest, trailing behind Crush and Metro Jets. Like I said, come out to win earlier today at 10 a.m. against the Cougars. The score of that 6-2, and all 6 of those goals were scored by different Spacemen. How crazy is that? Once again, 8-1 in their last 10 games played. Spartans. They played the Metro Jets earlier today. Like I said, Metro Jets were the 2 teams ahead of the Spacemen in the Midwest Conference, where they beat the Metro Jets 3-2 in a thrilling shootout performance. Something to keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, is that the Red River Spartans are not directly affiliated with the USPHL. However, there is no implications in that the Fort Wayne Spacemen, this game is treated as an exhibition game, so it will count in the standing for the USPHL win, loss, or shootout, victory, or loss. Definitely something to keep an eye on. Interesting factor in today's game. Looks like the players are skating around, still warming up, getting some shots up before puck drop. This should be a great game. Two fantastic teams, well-coached teams. High-scoring offense. Huddle around their goalie. And the officials take the ice. I will take a break and be back in just a second. National anthem and team introductions. Once again, this is Christian Courtney. Thrilled to be here with you guys on a fine Saturday afternoon. And we are off. Enter into the zone and a shot that goes wide left. Recovering. Heavy defense. An insert to the middle. Rebounded. Still fighting around down there. Good save right there to keep the puck in play, and a shot ricocheted, and we got some people slide on the ground. Another rebound shot. Good save right there. As the puck slides into defensive territory, there will be some line changes. Get some fresh legs. Here's a feed into the zone. 2-on-2, broken up. Good defense. Puck jumping around in there, and it's going to stay the offensive side for a little bit. Good defensive effort right there to poke the puck loose. And a shot wide to the left. Here's an entry into the offensive end and a rip shot right there. Good save. And he's going to glove up on that. Ladies and gentlemen, quick start right here. Just about a minute and a half into the first period. Here's a face-off. Like I said, Fort Wayne, the home team today. Here's an entry into the offensive end. Shot off the mark. Good save. Good to stay in possession of the offense. Ricocheted off the goalie. Good offensive pressure right here by Fort Wayne. They're able to dump it down. Fort Wayne controlling the ball, trying to set something up, and they're just going to dunk that deep. The Spartans able to gather the puck, not before losing it. Lots of back and forth here early on. Big check right there into the boards, and the crowd is letting him hear it. Spartans with a chance to advance the puck, unable to. Here's a stick check by number 15. 15 with an opportunity. Loses the puck right there. And so they'll stay in possession of the Spartans as they're applying this offensive pressure. Baseman trying to force that out of there. Here's a little ricochet into the middle. Spartans retaining possession. He's just going to glide that across the rink. Intercepted right there by the Spacemen. The Spacemen lose the puck and give it back to the Spartans. And now the Spartans with a 2-on-1. Good job defensively getting back for the Spacemen. Excuse me, for the Spartans to stop that fast break. Some line changes going to be made once again. As that puck is just lodged in the middle. Finally broke free around the right side. Intercepted. So now it's the Spacemen with possession in the offensive end. Back up top. Is met. Some good dangling right there in the middle. Puck is jarred loose. They're going to call a stoppage right there. Xavier Templeton. Good job right there on that possession. Able to show off his impressive stick skills and rip a shot. So here is going to be a face-off in the offensive end for the Spartans. Spartans win the face-off and they're going to dump it down to the offensive end. Good move right there, unable to control the puck as the Spartans have possession in the back of their own territory. Big check right there into the boards. Intercepted the pass. The Spaceman lost the puck, and now it's a 1-on-2. Good dangle right there. 3-on-2, and they're going to look to reset possession. Here's a little tie-up in the offensive end for the Spartans. Little stick checks, and it's going to be number 24. The Spartans getting the ball. The puck advanced into the other end. So the Spacemen will reset in their own territory as they look for a feed inside. Unable to go anywhere right there with that possession. As a good defensive effort for the Spartans. Now the Spartans lose the puck. The Spartans lose the puck. And they give it back right back to the Spacemen. Fort Wayne once again the home team in this matchup. And they've controlled the puck tremendously so far. Here's a 2-on-3 fast break. Nothing there. Intercepted. Great defense right there by the Spartans. Some more line changes are going to be made. And here's an entry feed right there. Down low. It's going to be number 92, Dalen Davis. Shot off the mark. And now the Spartans with a chance of their own. Ethan Rawlings has the puck. And it's taken by a defender. So the Spacemen are just going to dump it down low as the goalie comes out and chucks it to his teammate. There's a shot. Ricocheted off the pads of the goalie. And the Spacemen are going to look to retain possession. Fighting down low for that puck. A bunch of guys tied up. Still tied up. A lot of fighting, pushing, and shoving going around for that puck right there. And it's going to be the Spartans coming out with it. They're just going to dump it down. And right there's a man wide open on a fast break. Rips a shot off the mark. Just left. However, they get the ball back, and it's going to be Cooper Bailey fighting for it as the refs whistle for a stoppage. Excuse me, that's Connor Bailey with the puck. Ethan Rawlings had a tremendous opportunity right there on a one-on-one fast break. It's like the puck kind of just slid towards him. In that case, he consider himself lucky. He ripped a good shot just off the left side of the goalpost. So the score remains 0-0 with 18 minutes left to play in this period. As I said earlier, ladies and gentlemen, the Red River Spartans are not directly affiliated with the USPHL, however they are playing in this league. And for Fort Wayne, this is treated as an exhibition game, even though the Spartans are not directly in this league. For Fort Wayne, this counts in a win or loss for their standings. Fort Wayne wins that match face-off, and skating down low is number 92 with the backhand. Good save right there by the Spartans goalie. So defensive win face-off right there by the Spartans. And they possess the puck now. Spartans skating up the right side, trying to force his way inside. Unable to do so. Good defense by the spaceman. Now the Spartans have the puck. Once again, behind the goalie. It's going to be one-timer ripped off the mark. Glides right to number 15's foot. And there's the stick loose, ladies and gentlemen, on the ice right now. Nonetheless, good save right there by Spaceman's goalie. So the Spartans have the puck once again in enemy territory. Circling back, rips a shot. Arm save, now the puck right into the skate of a Spartan. Some high-paced action back and forth early on, just as I suspected. Spartans will reset on offense. A little back and forth game right now. Puck goes behind the offside, so they're going to have to pull it back in order to get back onside. Unable to do so, and now they're tied up against the boards. Nonetheless, they have possession now. The Spartans with a 3-on-2 chance. Fizzled out as the spaceman able to control the puck. Good move right there by the spaceman. Up the right side. He's going to rip a shot off the left post. Some fighting for the puck going on right now as the spacemen look to have it. They're going to set up an offensive possession. Actually, no, they're going to rip a shot. And that is saved. Fort Wayne, the record 25, 12, 2, and 2. Located in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Coached by Cameron Werrick. They are genuinely a high-scoring team with 54 points on the season. A little bit of a slower start for both these teams, back and forth play. Nonetheless, interesting and a very high-paced game. It's going to be the Spartans in their own territory, almost shoveled it in. The spaceman trying to skate out of the defensive end. Unable to do so by this high-pressure offensive display by the Spartans, and now they're tangled up. Fighting for the puck. Rips a shot. That's going to go loop around into possession of the spaceman. But once again, this high-motor Spartans team fighting for that puck. Intercepted by number 23. Bounced off the cleat of Cody Ballo. defenseman. Shoots lefty, interesting enough. So they'll reset. The spacemen will actually take a face-off in their own defensive end right now. There's the Spartans. Lose the draw. Spacemen are just going to send it down to the other end, and they're going to call icing on that. So they'll take a face-off once again in spaceman defensive territory. Draw one by the spaceman. They look to finally possess the puck. Moving up towards it, number 92. The Spartans will retain possession as they skate along the right side. Trying to shovel that in the middle, unable to do so. And now they're tied up behind the goal. Pressed against the boards, fighting for the puck. A Spartan teammate's going to help him out. It looks like a little pushing and shoving. Wanted a penalty. Nothing got called. Spartans get back defensively as a shot was ripped right there by the spaceman. So a face-off in offensive territory for the spaceman. Number 24 collects the puck in, he loses it. And this puck's going to slide all the way to the opposite end. Not before the goalie saves it to prevent an icing. 27 with the puck now. He passes alongside the rink. Another stick down on the ice. As the puck is loose, fighting for it. Retained right now by the spaceman. The spaceman trying to get that puck out of their own territory. As, once again, they're shoved alongside the boards, fighting for the puck. The spacemen ultimately win it. And now they possess it. Just crossing middle line, now they enter into the offensive end. They're going to rip a shot across the boards. This is going to go to the other end. No icing as they gathered it before the end line. Some back and forth play going on right now. And some line changes being made. Two Spartan defenders right now. And the spaceman. Spacemen finally have possession and have a chance. Entry feed, a shot ripped. And a good save right there by the Spartans goalie. Number 79, Dominic Filizetti. Dominic has had a great season as we highlighted earlier today. And he's from Given Lake, Ohio. So a face-off fought for and won by the Spartans. Now give it back to the Icemen. Now back to the Spartans. Now to the Icemen. Excuse me. Spacemen. The puck's going to trickle back and it's going to be icing. So there will be another face-off on the right side of the rink. Another chance for the Icemen. Spacemen. Spartans win the draw. give the ball back to the spaceman. Now the spaceman feed it inside. Almost a rebound goal right there. Good heads-up play right there by Filzelli. Getting that puck out of there. Once again, a good stick right there by Filzelli. That would have been an open opportunity for the spaceman had that not have been stick checked. So the Spartans now with the puck in enemy territory. Back and forth play once again. Kind of been the tale of this game thus far. Spacemen collect the puck, looking to make a push. They lose it, and the Spartans force it back into the Spaceman defensive end. Good defensive pressure so far by the Spartans. And really just a great defensive effort from both these teams so far. High energy, high intensity. I talked about how... Here's a shot. I talked about how both these teams played earlier today and how fatigue could be setting in. That is certainly not the case. Both high intensity teams and playing high intensity hockey here so far. Spartans are just going to dump it up, looking for a player, unable to do so. And the Spacemen collect the puck. The Spacemen looking to push. It's a 2-on-2. A little give and go action. Shot deflected off the pad of the goalie. And the Spartans come up with it once again. Here's a little fast break. Nothing comes from it as the puck just floating around. Now a 2-on-1 for the Spacemen. Dumped off. Good defense right there by the Spartans. Making sure no shot was forced. Despite the defensive effort, it's going to stay in possession of the Spacemen, or it was, between a tie-up between the two. Now the Spartans have the puck. He'll circle around his own cage before he's tripped up on his own skate. So number 44 has to reset. He's just going to chuck it, and that's punched out by Filzelli. A little bit of odd situation right there. The Spacemen unable to attain possession. Now the Spartans have a chance. 3-on-3. Puck jarred loose. Ballo rips a shot. That's off the mark. Intercepted. A little traffic right there in his shot. So the Spacemen will have another opportunity. Here come the Spacemen. Setting up shot. A little ricochet pass off the boards. The Spacemen retaining possession. Working in the middle right here. Unable to get a shot off right there by good defensive pressure by the Spartans. And a little behind the back rip, just trying to get anything to go right now. We're tied 0-0 with about 8 minutes left in the period. The Spartans have the puck. They're looking to slow things down. They turn it over. Back to the Spacemen. Now the Spacemen turn it over to the Spartans. Back and forth. Here we go. A 3-on-3 opportunity. And the Spartans run into each other, so unable to mount to anything right there. There's going to be some icing called right now. And the Spartans will take a face-off in offensive territory. Really looking for a quick win off the draw right here, and maybe a one-timer. Not a lot of shots have been taken from either team. The Spacemen initially win the face-off, and they're going to stay with the puck just for a second. Now the Spartans give it back to the Spacemen. The Spacemen just going to chuck it down, and Filzelli is able to cover that one up. Well, I told you how good Dominic Filzelli is for the Spartans. He's played 8 games, 3 wins, and he has a 92% save percentage. Certainly a great stat to have, an impressive one at that. He's proven his dividends today as it is a 0-0 match with just about 7.5 minutes left to go in the period. The Spacemen going to collect, reset, and dump it in to offensive territory. As they enter the zone, they give the puck up, and the Spartans, a little ricochet pass off the boards right there into Spaceman's hands. And the Spacemen's looking to reset. Unable to do so. And dump it off in their own defensive end. Got to be careful down here. Can't have a turnover because that's going to lead to an open opportunity. Some good stick work right there by the Spacemen. Now the Spacemen have a chance. They're going to wrap around. Nothing mounts to it, but great possession right there by the Spacemen. Able to work the offensive end. So now the puck back and forth. It's going to end up in the Spaceman's defensive territory. Here's a good stick check by the Spartans. The Spartans have the puck. A shot is ripped. Ricocheted off the goalie. So some icing is going to be called. And this face-off is going to be taken. Spaceman. We talked about this defensive performance so far, and we talked about Dominic Roselli. Aiden Karst is in net for the Spaceman, and he's also had himself a good season. 6 wins on the season out of 13 starts and 92% save percentage. Face-off one and a shot ripped. Karst able to deflect that. Spartans still have the puck before they trip and fall. The Spacemen give up that puck. It looked like they would have had numbers. Got to be frustrating right there. It was a 4-on-2 to seem like. Nonetheless, nothing happens as the Spacemen collect the puck. Once again, great defensive pressure right now by the Spartans, looking to get this puck in enemy territory, and they do. Alongside the rink, they're going to dump it off. Ballo rips a shot, and that is deflected. The Spaceman now tripped up, looking for a tripping call. Nothing called right there. Intercepted right now. Oh boy, that would have been a good chance, a good opportunity for the Spacemen, as they had a 2-on-2 before they tripped and gave up the puck. Nonetheless, they have the puck once again. Some pushing and shoving going around as the Spartans look to have it, losing it. And now the Spacemen have it. Back to the Spartans. The Spartans just going to dump that one down. Or stops that and prevents icing. Spaceman able to keep it on the offensive attack. And this is shoved to the middle. Resetting, ripping a shot. Deflected in transition. And now the Spartans on their own defensive end have the puck. Good defensive pressure from the Spacemen as well, not letting them push in transition as easy as some teams might. Here's a shot ripped. Rebounded. Wide open. Another shot. That's off the mark. Filizelli's getting plastered right here on this end. This possession. And he's came up big. 2 big stops by Filizelli. Here's a one-time. Ripped off the mark. That looked like it deflected and go out of play. So it's going to stay down here. And it's going to be another good offensive look for the Spacemen. Filizelli had a couple opportunities right there, and he made a couple key saves right there. Like I said, the puck got ricocheted, and there was a couple one-timers that should have been a goal, could have been a goal, but Filizelli able to save those and really proving dividends to the talk that I was giving him earlier today, praising how great of a goalie he's been for this team. So the Spartans win the face-off their own end and push the puck forward. Still and then the Spartans. Some fighting going down for the puck. Just about 3 minutes left in this period. The Spartans have possession. And they're going to get tangled up once again. The Spacemen win the battle, have the puck, and here's a 2-on-2. A one-timer pass. Good opportunity right there. Phil Zelli made a good save and a good stop. Had a little bit of a numbers game. Had a 2-on-1. Pass unable to get it ripped off. The Spacemen, with 2:15 left in the period, are going to advance the puck. A 3-on-2 and a shot. Deflected off the pads of Filizelli. Ooh, and a big collision right there. Here's a 1-on-1 for the Spartans. He's going to rip a shot. Rebound. Off the mark. And Hars with a good save right there for the Spacemen. Some pushing and shoving going down behind the net. And that puck trickles into possession of the Spacemen. The Spacemen now on the offensive attack. He's going to glide it off the side of the boards. Nothing comes from it as the Spartans regain possession. A couple of good opportunities for both these teams. Here's this intercepted. And Phil Zelli just going to glove save that. So, with a minute 30 roughly about left in the first period, we're all tied up 0-0. The Red River Spartans have played tremendous defense, as has the Fort Wayne Spacemen. Both these teams playing stellar defense and stellar goalkeeping going on as well. The Spacemen will have an opportunity for the draw in enemy territory, looking to put the first one on the board. Ryan Wimpy takes the face-off while he gets subbed out. And the Spacemen win the draw, take a shot, deflected off Filizelli. As they look to track down this puck. There's a pass and a feed into the middle. Deflected. Once again deflected. No shot able to get proven off. Oh, and that one almost was a self-goal. Just a minute left to play in this first period. All tied up 0-0. The Spacemen entry feed denied. Good defense right here by the Spartans. Stuck at the midline. The Spacemen finally fight for the ball, the puck, and retain possession. As they look to advance it, just chuck it down. The Spartans now have the puck, and he's just going to heave that down. Spacemen able to prevent icing as they have the puck. 25 seconds left in this period. Some skating around. Let's see if we'll see another offensive possession and pursuit. As we do, the Spaceman looking for something. That pass left just behind the skate. Oh, here's the puck trickling inside. Good move. And that's a great save by Filizelli. Really great opportunity right there for the Spaceman. I believe that was number 6, Tyson Feinbrock. Had a chance and made a good move to get himself open. Ripped a shot, but Dominic Filizelli coming off big once again. A good save. So just 7 seconds left on. And here's a draw on the offensive end for the Spacemen. We'll see if they can win it, rip a shot or something. Tangled up at the face-off. And it looks like nothing's going to amount to this as they are just on top of the puck. The refs blowing no whistle. Kind of a funky way to end the period. Really fitting, if we're being honest. Both these teams playing physical. So as they head to the locker rooms for intermission, the game is tied 0-0. High intensity for both sides of the teams on the offense and defense end. The Spartans and the Spaceman both playing tremendous hockey right now. So as they head into the locker rooms, we'll take a break here. Once again, this is Christian Courtney, able to provide you guys with this broadcast, and I'll catch. Stay tuned as we'll reconvene in just about 10-15 minutes. Looks like we're just about set for puck drop in the second period. Score is 0-0. Some terrific defensive play and goalie play from both these goalies. Dominic Filizelli has 15 shots against him and 15 saves. And then there's Aiden Karst, who has 5 shots against him, 5 saves. So some fantastic goalie play here as we get the second period started back into action. Back and forth play, good defensive and offensive play on both ends. The Spacemen fighting for the puck, and the Spartans will win the battle. They advance the puck into enemy territory, and some good shifty moves right there by the Spartans. Alexander Woodworth, he gives the puck up. And they're going to fight for it, and they retain possession. Looks like offsides are going to be called right there. Aiden Hayes just unable to see his teammate out of the corner of his eye, but he advanced the puck before the player was behind the blue line. So there's going to be a face-off. Neutral site right here. The Spacemen win the draw. Grabbed in the middle of the air right there by Cameron Reese. Aiden Stratman now takes a shot off the mark. And they're going to chase for the rebound all the way on the other end. Spacemen have the puck, centered behind the goalie. Some shifty maneuver right there, really risky. They're going to reset once again. Stratman with the puck. He passes it along forward. Takes a shot. Never really left the spot. As they collect it again. Sparks right there with the puck. Some shifty maneuver and a shot. Once again, Filizelli with a good save. So the Spartans try to advance the puck, but unable to do so as the Spacemen have possession once again. Deep in enemy territory. It's going to be Brandon Brzezinski's. Passes it up. Brzezinski's with the puck again. He makes a move. Fakes going right. Dumps it back up. Here's Wolf. Wolf rips a shot. That's the right. Rebound by the Spartans. Spartans now with possession. Taken back by Feinfrock. Feinfrock fighting for the puck. Looks like they're going to get a check right there. Maybe a legal check or just a stoppage of play. Have not seen any penalties thus far into the matchup. Always great to see some good sportsmanship being displayed by both teams in a highly competitive game. It's 22:51 to play. And here's a face-off, won by the Spacemen. Nelson dumps it to Cheney. Cheney's got the puck. He gets it up. Now he's got it again. Go to the Spartans. They're fighting for the puck. Someone hit the deck. The Spaceman's going to have the puck. Now the Spartans get it back. Now the Spacemen. Spacemen just looking to reset as they chuck that to the middle. Here's a shot. Just trying to really get something going in the offensive end. Nothing mounted from it. Nelson with the puck. He takes a shot. Spartans just trying to advance it into their offensive end. And they do so, but the Spacemen just chase it down. There's going to be a stoppage. It's going to look like it's going to be icing right now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, just for some brief background if you guys weren't with us at the start of the game, Fort Wayne Spacemen entered this game 25-12, 2-2. They're out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Red River Spartans. They won their matchup earlier today, 3-2, against the Metro City. They were 5-5 in their last 10 as well. And here's a shot from the Spartan off the mark. Spacemen gather. Good deep right there as the Spartan defender hit the ground. So the spacemen once again have it in their offensive end. Fighting for the puck, able to get it. They're going to dump it up top. Reset. Hayden trying to take a shot. That got deflected. Hayden's going to try to track this down. He's able to do so. Spins back. Looking for someone. Nobody in the area, so now some fighting. And here's a Spartan. That's going to be Murren. Murren unable to keep possession of the puck. Trying for a nice little deke. Murren has the puck again. He's going to fake a shot. Wrap around. Murren shoots it. He scores! Damian Murren with a great shot right there. Able to go top right. And just sneak that by the goalie. That's going to be Murren's 5th goal of the year. And couldn't have come at a better time. Aiden Parsh just got that right by his shoulder, unable to hug that goalpost. And like I said, Murren had an opportunity just a couple seconds prior, unable to do it. This time he does not let that go. So he puts his team up 1-0 with 21 minutes left to play in this period. The Spacemen win the face-off and give it back to the Spartans. And back to the Spacemen. The Spacemen take a shot. Filiselli looking for where that puck was deflected towards, so was I. And here's another shot. That right there by Wolf. Unable to get it all the way through. Had a good opportunity right there. Wolf skating back, and he's going to get the puck. Dumps it to his teammate. Now there's a chase for the puck. The Spacemen trying to get to it, not before the Spartans do. Now the Spartans have possession of the puck in the middle of the ice. Some fighting going down right there by 176 Morrow. The Spacemen take up the puck once again. Looking to backhand that into somewhere, but unable to do so. Here's a little pass off the boards. A big tumble right there by Nikita Popovic. Hard hit. Pushing and shoving going around. Oh, and that's a block and a check in the back. Nikita Popovic just getting hammered on. That was unfortunate. The referees are going to call a penalty. Illegal check to the back. And that's going to bring our first penalty into fruition for the game. Red Rivers Spartans lead this one at a score of 1-0. Fort Wayne Spacemen looking to tie this one up. So here's a face-off for the Spartans in enemy territory. The Spacemen able to win it, trying to clear this puck as they're down. First power play of the night also, by the way, for those of you just tuning in. Unfortunately right there, the Spartans able to retain possession. They really unable to advance into the zone, and finally they break the zone, but just stellar defense right there by the Spacemen. Even down a man, they're playing really aggressive. What could be a gamble, but the Spacemen like their odds. You see this, I mean, really, if it's a fast break, it's a 3 defensemen back by the way they're playing, and it's coming out to hurt them. Some good maneuvering inside right there. Aiden Hayes dumps it off. So the Spartans finally able to step up shot. And here's a flash and rebound. Good save right there by Aiden Parks. Some line changes going on. The Spaceman just going to dump that one down. Icing called. Look at this defense by the Spacemen. I'll tell you what, down a man, now the Spacemen have an opportunity. As that play gets whistled dead. And a stoppage. Like I was saying, the Spacemen playing really aggressive, even, down a man on this penalty kill. And really an unorthodox approach. It has been working for the Spacemen. Here's the Spartans now. Savinka. Savinka trying to fight for the puck down there. With a couple other people tangled up. Here's Grabber. Up top, unable to haul that pass in is Bailey. He turns it over. As the Spartans try to chase this one down. They'll have a chance to reset. Some big collisions going down at mid-ice. And we're back up to even strength. The Spacemen, as they rip a shot. Great job right there on the penalty kill by the Spacemen. Only maybe 2 or 3 shots really got off on that power play, and nothing amounted to it as the score stays 1-0. Now here's Popoy. Excuse me, that's Morrow. Pass intercepted by the skate. As they fight for it down in enemy possession, the Spartans unable to come up with it. Now they do. Here's Grabber. He's just going to chuck it down the ice. And the Spacemen will make some line changes as they reset. Here's Hayden. Jake Hayden. Trying to get around his defender. He's able to do so. Hayden dumps it up top. And unable to secure that pass. The Spacemen attacking him. Finally able to get it back, and it looks like the Spacemen, the goalie got pulled as well. Could be a delay penalty that we have. But some dangerous maneuvering down here on the defensive end. Able to get it through. It is a delay penalty. You see the referee with his hand up. So that's why they pulled the goalie. And the Spacemen doing a really great job right here, possessing this puck, looking for a shot. Just going to dump it off. That's Wempe. Wempe back up top. Here's a shot. Saved by Dominic Filizelli. That shot right there was by Davis. So as they whistle that one down, the penalty will be called. I think I might have an announcing jinx or something. As I said, just about 10 minutes ago, there has been 0 penalties thus far, and now we got 2 penalties back to back. So about 15 minutes to go left in this period. If you guys are new, these games are only 2 25-minute periods. So really just 15:45 left in the game. That's a better way of putting it. It's a face-off in enemy lane. The Spacemen gonna slow things down as they have a power play. That shot deflected off the pads of Filizelli. It's gonna stay down here as the Spacemen get another opportunity. 5-on-4 on this power play. And that's what you like to see. You like to see a shot this game taken, especially on a power play. You want to. Filizelli's really gone through a lot of targets already, and he's got a lot of shots put on him. Here's a good pass. He snipes the corner. Colin Nelson. Good setup and a great finish by Nelson, tying this thing up for the Spacemen. That's Colin Nelson's first goal on the season, and it couldn't have come at a better time. Tying this thing up 1-1 on the power play. Dominic Filizelli has been so good all game for the Spartans, but that one was just placed at the perfect spot at the perfect time. So we are all tied up here, folks. The Spartans looking to advance the puck. Spacemen cut them off. About 15 minutes left in this period. the Spartans almost intercepted offensive territory. They get the puck back. Here's a shot. That was on the mark. Ian Grabber just really left that one loose, and somehow it was on target. The spaceman now pushing into offensive territory. A couple of shots deflected off the pads and put the zone. And the spaceman fighting for the puck. Spartans able to control it, get it out of their own defensive end. And here's a 2-on-3 fast break. Here's a shot. Oh, he just missed the puck. Good opportunity down low.